All right. I want to take a look right now at the story that has broken over the last couple days. There was an interview with a guy named David Grusch, and he's a former Air Force guy, and he had really high level clearance in the government. He was a part of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, whatever the fuck that is. But anyway, so he said that a bunch of people from other agencies came to him, other government agencies, and said that the government has alien craft that they salvaged as wreckage, and there were fucking dead pilots in the UFOs, and that they had been reverse engineering this shit for decades. Now, everybody in the UFO community knows this, or has heard these stories, but there hasn't been any like high ranking government official, at least in the American government, that I'm aware of that has like talked to the fucking news about this. So, anyway, what I want to look at, because he didn't bring with him any images, any footage, or anything like that, it was just him telling what he has heard. And apparently, there's going to be a congressional hearing, I think, about this. But anyway, let's see. What I want to look at is if he is telling the truth. So, this David Grusch interview, let's just see if he's telling the truth about things in it. Okay. The root card is the magician, and the main card is the chariot. Now, I want to look and see. I, I'm not so concerned about where the chariot is coming from, but I do want to see where the chariot is going. Fascinating. All right. Well, is he telling the truth? The magician is a performer, right? And this is a performance. So, is he telling the truth about all of these different people who he doesn't name, telling him all of these stories? Um, I think that that is a performance. Now, that doesn't mean anything other than he has been put up to telling this story. Now, the main card is the chariot, and that is the directed action. That's like having a very clear goal and then moving toward that goal. Now, when I tried to find out where the chariot is going, what is this story meant to produce? Then we get the reversed Four of Cups, which is weird because these first two are major arcana, then that one is a minor. Let's just see what else I can see about this. Whoop. And we get a reverse Five of Pentacles. Okay, what is this story meant to produce? The reversed Four of Cups is about getting outside of just stagnation and boredom. Um, the person in the four, they're just stuck in this tower and they're like, oh my God, I really want to get the fuck out of here. But instead of actually getting out of there, getting on the ship, they're just being sad. It's mopery. And this is an end to mopery. So it's like an end to stagnation. So I suppose the the energy, because I personally believe that all the things that he says are true, at least when it comes to the government programs and the crashed ships that have been salvaged and they've been trying to reverse engineer them since like 1947 or whatever. Um, anyway, So that energy finally sort of like moving forward, I guess. Or maybe this could just be a general end to stagnation as far as religious and philosophical stuff. But it is true that if people knew that aliens were on Earth right now, that would stir up the soup a bit, I think. Now, on the other side, or at least to find out more about this end to mopery, we get a reversed Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is exile and feeling very judged, sort of being out and completely alone and vulnerable. And when this thing gets turned upside down, it's like finding acceptance after having been exiled for a long time. Huh. That isn't super clear to me still, even. Um, all right. So the first question is, was David Grusch basically instructed to say all of this stuff? And this is a yes or no. And the world would be a yes. So he is under instruction. Now, I guess the second question is, was he being instructed by the federal government? Um, so we'll do that. Also a yes or no. Interesting. That is not exactly a yes. That is the death card. So one more wants to come out. What is it? And it's a Seven of Swords, so this shows a bunch of pressure to perform. It's interesting because here, the magician, this is the performer. So this person in the Seven of Swords is also a performer, but they're being totally pushed into it and they're not ready to do it. So, is it the federal government that has instructed him to say the things that he's saying? We get the freaking death card. So that is not exactly the federal government. This is something else. The new thing wants to be born. The old thing has to die. Um, huh. So I guess, I mean, where's the separation between the governments and the New World Order? But we'll ask, is this New World Order instruction? Again, this is going to be yes or no. Is it what I consider the New World Order? And it is not. Wow. Huh. So some other group that is shown here in the death card are the ones that are basically instructing him to do these interviews and say the things that he has said. All right. Now, I guess we'll ask the question, are the details now, not because his story is that a bunch of people came to him and told him this shit. So if I ask if his story is true, then it's did a bunch of people come up to him and say stuff. So the things that he implied that the government has, is that true? Um, and we get an Eight of Pentacles. This is the craftsmanship. Weird. As far as a yes or no, I mean, that means it's like being created. So, yes, and it's a work in progress. This would say that, or that some of the things that he's saying are literally being crafted now. Um, huh. All right. So I guess the question is, what comes out of this? Are we going to get any real fucking information or disclosure out of this stream of energy? There's a couple ways to take that. Huh. All right. I'm going to get rid of these here. Whoop. So are we going to get any sort of disclosure? Now, the Six of Cups is the old story. This is the story that's been told over and over through time. Here we've got the good versus evil battle, and they're telling the story through this puppet show. Now, this could mean that they will tell the story, that they will disclose through telling of the fuck, I don't even know. So this might be the shit that they've always said, which is that there is nothing. Nope, nothing to see here. But I feel like it does show this old good versus evil sort of story. Maybe they're priming us to do battle with the evil aliens. And the other card here is the Lovers, and the Lovers is big time commitment. So this is big time commitment to the story that is told over and over again. But if this is a yes or no, I guess I'm going to say this is a yes. It's interesting that they're both sixes. I guess I didn't see that until now. So that might be a 66. I don't know what that means as far as a yes or no goes. Let's just see if a third six shows up. We had a card just spit out on the ground, and it is not a third six. It is a 19. The Sun. And this is freedom and truth and all of that. But it wasn't the third six, just to make this. Oh, shit. Now it's on the bottom of the deck. The Six of Wands. This would be the third six. But the Sun is what showed up. Okay, where the fuck do we go from here? I do not even know. But I think there will be disclosure. Looking at that, also, I did have a dream about a mass UFO event, and maybe that is when the real disclosure happens. But in the dream, they were government ships. How close is the United States government to getting a fucking straight up alien UFO type thing? And a shitload of cards popped out, but the one that really wanted to was the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, what happens here is like a disconnect between the Queen and the people that she's trying to take care of. So what this would really say to me, number one, they're trying, but they're throwing money at a problem that can't really be solved with money. That is what the Queen of Pentacles tends to be like. If someone needs a hug, she'll get them a gift card. I don't know what else to ask here, so I guess I'm going to leave that where it is for now. And if you have any other angles you want me to look at this from, feel free to let me know. Peace.